Welcome back. Why are home sellers smiling? Anybody looking for a steal of a deal in real estate is not going to be surprised by a recent report released by the National Association of Realtors showing Southwest Florida is making the top 10 list for the fastest rising home prices nationwide. So to answer some questions and keep us up to date, our real estate expert Denny is here going to tell us what this all means and what we should expect from it. It is very good news.
Actually, it's better than good news. I think this is actually the first time that two areas, Fort Myers, Cape Coral as one area, and Naples made the same list of fastest growing prices. You'd expect it from our area because our area was so low, but Naples had a more rational market. So this is a first, but I think a lot of people missed that whole story because they had football in the mind. So I'm going to tie the two
Got the start of football and good real estate news.
So this is the amazing thing. Third in the nation with fastest growing home prices is Fort Myers, Cape Coral with a 36% growth rate. Seventh on the list was Naples with about a 30%. And what's significant about that is that Fort Myers, Cape Coral was only 3% off being the #1 fastest growing. Now what does that mean to buyers and sellers? Well, here's how I'm going to tie it into football. Football's fundamentals is run, pass, block, and tackle.
Right.
So from a running standpoint, buyers need to be running towards new construction right now. If they're considering a new home, I've said it before on this show, they need to run. Prices are even rising faster than that on new construction, so don't wait. Sellers need to run if they're going to be looking at downsizing. A lot of folks are trying to sell their home. They're in a little bit better position now and move to something smaller. They have to realize that the upper price range where they're selling is probably not moving up as fast as the lower price range, so they need to sell fast and move quickly into the lower price range because those prices are rising.
So if you've been sitting on the sidelines, you better get in the game.
Good enough.
I can stick with the football theme here. All right, what do you mean when you say pass?
All right, buyers need to pass on the idea there's going to be a second shoe falling and we're going to be in economic, prices are going to go back to where they were like 3 years ago and there'll be another crash. I don't see that happening. Of course, there's a lot of unrest in the marketplace right now, but I don't see any reason that that's going to happen. And sellers need to pass on the idea that this this percentage increase applies to all price ranges, and it will continue. We see sellers getting a little licking their chops a little bit, thinking that's okay. We just keep going on. A couple of years, my house would be worth 10 times more. That's not really the case.
Trend's going the right way, but it's not going to be exponential.
Now, the blocking and tackling, the issue that's going to block our recovery is basically the rising interest rates. That is a topic of everyone's concern, and we know our interest rates are going to go up, and that will slow our recovery. And the tackling part is that still about a third of the homeowners in the state of Florida are underwater. Banks still have a lot of withheld inventory. I don't expect it to be done, but that has to be, that problem of the toxic inventory, the bank-owned property has to be tackled for our housing market to be on basically a championship-type season.
but at least we could be headed to the playoffs.
Well, that's right. I think our market is in the playoffs for sure.
All right, good. Denny, thanks for coming in. We'll be right back. Top stories, weather, and traffic.